to have one too. Maybe I'll come and have a look. I really love your hairdo, yeah. I'm glad you like mine too. See what looking pretty cool will get you. So what do you do? Oh yeah, I wait tables too. No, I haven't heard your band, cause you guys are pretty new. But if you dig, I'm big in food. Welcome over to my work. I'll have them cook you something that you really love. Cause I like you, yeah I like you. And I'm feeling so bohemian like you. Yeah I like you, yeah I like you. And I feel, whoa, that guy just hanging at your pad. He's looking kinda, yeah, you broke up, that's too bad. I guess it's fair if he always pays the rent and he doesn't get bent about sleeping on the couch when I'm there. Cause I like you, yeah I like you. And I'm feeling so bohemian like you. Yeah I like you, yeah I like you. And I feel, whoa.
Red Fight fans, welcome to another educational broadcast from sunny Sweden. Can someone just say whether they can hear me? That'd be good. Sign from Chatland. Can anybody hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'll assume you can. All right, Veronica, thanks, mate. All righty. Yeah, just been thinking a little bit more and had some things floating around in my head, which seem to follow on with drama that seems to happen. This is just going to be, again, another educational one, just to try and get a handle on the way drama unfolds, and this time the consequences of actually, how the gatekeeping works, I guess, is the thing that I'm interested in today. What the process is with the gatekeeping, shall we say? And what are the consequences of standing up to a YouTuber and maybe questioning, you know, an unethical YouTuber, shall we call it? What are the consequences of that? If you happen to stand up to somebody and you don't like, maybe you don't like, or you're just asking something about their, that may offend their integrity or so on. You know, what can be the consequences of that? Okay, I'm going to enlarge this. You'll notice there's no, I've got no mods in here at the moment because I've got a feeling some shit's going to kick off, and we'll just see what happens, I think, without mods. Now, where are we? Okay, why won't people stand up to YouTubers? That's an interesting question. I'm glad you asked that. I'm going full screen here, so I can't see chat anymore. So why not? If those of you that remember from our last couple of talks about this, we had an organisation with our boob diagram. We had a host who was the main person, the leader of that organisation, if you like, the main YouTuber whose name is on the channel, and they've got a very loyal wrench belt, and you know, they think the way that they think, pretty black and white. They control the chat, and they protect the host if the host is, you know, if they hear some key words from the host, you know, if the host seems threatened or unhappy, then they'll jump in to protect them. And the majority of us sort of hang around in the outside of that. We're quite loyal. Obviously, we like the content that's there, otherwise we wouldn't be there. We'll side with the host in a conflict generally, or we'll leave chat if we think, nah, fucking hell, mate, I'm not with you on this one. I'm out of here. You know, the broad thinkers generally, or broader thinkers, they're not as black and white as the inner circle. And importantly, it's like they're there to chat with their friends. It's like a social space, which is important when we sort of get a little bit on. It's like, you know, they've got friends in there and they're not going to put their friendships at risk by siding with someone that maybe has got a controversial idea. You know, they don't want to stick their head up above the trenches. So how does that look in a broader sense? Again, this one's maybe a little bit confusing, but what I've done here is, if this is, again, this is to get my thinking clear on what the fuck's going on. If you looked at this little community, so you've got five channels on this side, which is us, whatever us is. And then there's a divide of an idea, okay? And then over on the other side, there's another group of channels. Now, the obvious one is that we have here is sort of for Tommy, for Ed sort of thing, basically, that, or against Ed and for Ed. So that kind of split. Pretty simple. And I think that happens in a lot of YouTube communities. So what you've got is you've got person A at the, and if you look at the left hierarchy here, you've got person A, which represents a person who's the owner or leader of that channel. Then you've got his or her inner circle, okay, where I've got that number 1, which runs across. So you've got 4 people, you know, on the inner circle of person A. And then those 4 people have all got their own channels. So those channels running out to the right. So they're all sort of affiliated. They've all got each other's backs, if you like, which is kind of interesting. I think that's pretty straightforward. So if you looked at, give some fucking examples here. Let's say, here's an obvious one. So we'll take Tommy because he's the main one. So you got Tommy and he's got his inner circle, which might be Cap, and you know, maybe they're not that sort of close, Nunya and so on. And PHI, they've all got their own channels, so they've all run out there to the right. So you've got like a little network of channels, which is good. But then sometimes shit goes wrong. I might just drop myself out of this. Oops. Just trying to get this to full screen. Take myself out of there. Yeah, I'm not sure how that looks. Not sure how that looks. Maybe you can't see the title. No, we'll leave it there. I think it's leaving the making the slide look a little clearer. Okay, so we had an example that we looked at. I think it was last week, the week before. Okay, where we had a situation where what the host, it was Tommy of CPP, who made unfounded accusations against a follower or another member of the society and of the community, which were, you know, untrue basically. That Jason was setting him up to get arrested by Weld County, and he said that he had evidence for that. And he said that he had, you know, intercepted conversations between Jason and fucking other people. Fair enough. Which nobody has been able to show. And what happened? We had this situation kick off where you could see the let's go back to this one. You could see the situation kick off where people turned on Jason. They weren't happy with him and what he'd done, but you know, it was based on nonsense. And some of the examples of what was said about this guy in the wrench belt and the inner circle sort of stuff was, what a scumbag. Plan failed. I will fight Jason, the bitch boy. My gut has always been right about people. That motherfucker got under my radar. That's the fucking inside, the wrenching people. Okay, so, and bear in mind that this was based on bullshit. Okay, and then in the chat you've also got, also fuck Jason, dude. Jason flip flops. I'll stand by you. Hearts in the chat for fucking Tommy. Mel, wow, these people need to get a life. F. Austin, they need to get arrested and prosecuted. So there was quite a lot of fucking animosity at fucking marshaled up against this guy based on something that never fucking happened. And Tommy didn't bother to check his facts, or he was being lied to by someone and he ran with a fucking story without checking the facts. All right. So what happens? This is what fucking happens. Okay. And this comes to the thing about gatekeeping and ostracizing, which, you know, it's good. It's what we need to keep fucking bad apples out of the community, you know, when it's used properly. So here's an example of, I guess, when it's used properly and when it's used badly and what the consequences of that are. If you look at, we've got person A, who's the leader of that channel, all right, and then you've got the yellow ones, which all have their own channels going out to the right-hand side there. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Now what happens is person A, always in a circle, identify person X as a bad apple within the group, okay? It might be a child predator who snuck in or doing some other nefarious shit. So he's generally, and I'll say here, he's generally called out by the leader, and there's usually, you know, pretty hard evidence. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. There's hard evidence. The story doesn't change. That person is called out, and effectively that whole group of people turns against person X, okay? And then you go out to the right, and all of the other channels which are affiliated with person A, they all go and tell the same story to their chats, and then to the next chat, and to the next chat, and to the next chat. So effectively, all of the people that person X used to fucking know that he's a bad apple, okay? And he's ostracized. No fucker will talk to him anymore. They don't want anything to do with him. So he's kicked out, which is fine, okay? You're getting untrustworthy people are getting ostracized, which is great. Like I've said, you've got the inner circle will go into action and ostracize the person from their channels as well. So the guy's left with fucking nowhere to go unless he wants to jump over to the other side, and they won't have anything to do with him either if he's a genuine fucking snake or a pedophile or something like that. But the problem is, in this place, is it, and this is in YouTube in general, not just around here, it becomes fucking a problem when the leader uses that tactic to attack someone only because they dislike them. Okay, so if the fucking owner of the channel decides they don't like person X for whatever fucking reason, and then they start inventing bullshit stories about person X, what happens is that they're in a circle, all with their own channels, generally are just unthinkingly going to support person fucking A. They'll all fucking go to their own channels, and then they'll start saying the same thing about old Mr. X, saying the same fucking rumors, and all of a sudden you got person X who's done nothing fucking wrong, upset, you know, maybe ask the leader of a fucking channel, why have you not done something in a particular way? And the leader of that channel gets fucking offended by it. All of the fucking inner circle jumping around the fucking wagons around that person, go into their own channels and start saying the same bullshit. Okay, that's when it's fucking damaging. And I'll say it becomes deeply troubling when a leader uses the tactic to attack someone only because they dislike them. The individual follower identified loses all of their fucking friends on this side of the fucking divide. And if they are social people, which most of us are, they're going to feel fucking betrayed, and they're going to pop up on the other side because they still want contact on YouTube. They still, still want to interact with people. And then the fuckers, over on this side, use that as confirmation that this person was bad all along. Look at that. Now they're a fucking Edvidian, for example. And the other thing that this does is it keeps the majority of the chat fucking silent. It keeps them compliant. It's like, who wants to lose all of their fucking friends on YouTube? No matter what we say, we come into places like this to have fun and to chat with each other. And if you stand up, in the back of your mind that if you stand up to the person whose channel this is, you are going to get fucking completely fucking annihilated on this side of the fucking divide. Because the people are just automatically going to defend the fucking channel leader. I mean, obviously, there's times when it's fucking, they're making founded accusations, and that needs to be discussed. And how do you tell the fucking difference? That's the other question. And so what generally happens is that if for example you question the host of a channel and what it is about a particular thing that they did or a thing that they said and whether or not it's fair, or ask for more information about it, okay, you'll end up at the top. You start off on the top left where the host is questioned about their conduct, and what will happen is you'll end up down at the bottom right where there's a new focus on the person who questions integrity. So instead of it being about an issue about the host and what they did, it'll be they'll turn it into into an integrity issue of the person who dared ask the fucking question. You're a predator, or whatever else. And here's a fucking, I just bummed out a few tactics that people use when they're trying to, I guess, beat somebody's argument down and turn it into a personal attack against that fucking individual. They'll start acting. They'll play the fucking chicken or a mouse. They'll maybe hide from the issue. If you stand your ground, they'll yell at you. They'll fucking reverse the fucking thing. So if you're saying, well, you did this, and they'll turn it in, well, what about if you did fucking that? Here's a favorite one's of Tommy, which is overtalk to stop an unwanted response. They'll deflect blame. They'll blame somebody else. They'll claim innocence. They'll go in sympathy-seeking mode, like, they've been hurt and they'll start crying, whatever. They'll say, oh, I'm trying, I'm fucking, I'm not perfect. Down in chat, you might see somebody who sees the point, but generally you'll see the signs that the chat is turning against you, basically without any necessary reason behind it. You'll get direct warnings to fucking stop doing what you're doing in Instagram behind the scenes. Some people will just try and change the topic altogether. Some will come at you and try to hug and make up and say, no, we always do this, but we're friends and we fucking get through it, and let's drop the fucking subject, and don't like the arguments. I'm not happy about that. They make indirect threats that you just stop talking. Again, change the subject again. They drop a shock statement to gain sympathy. I think is a classic example of that with, was it FCC claiming that his wife died in a fiery car crash to try and fucking shut Mitch Richmond up once. Fucking wrenches will fucking come and go, be taken, and that'll become part of the battle. They'll try and derail the conversation somewhere or another. They'll pretend that they're confused, or they'll come at you with some sort of aggression, like, explain yourself, fucking motherfucker, as Carlos would say. So those are the kind of tactics that you're gonna see. I want to say this isn't all the time. This is only when a leader is fucking trying to bullshit you and snow you. Okay, if there's a genuine thing or genuine beef, they'll have the fucking facts. They'll talk to you calmly. They won't need all of these fucking tactics. So, and here's an example. Okay, I'm sort of putting this out now because I'm getting a sense that there's a fucking storm coming. Okay, So things to look out for when someone is, when a channel owner is just smearing or trying to silence someone. In those situations, you're going to get a lot of "trust me, bro." Okay, don't you trust me on this? Somebody told me. So okay, fair enough. Somebody told you, but if it's as serious as what you're asking the community to do, which is to ostracize this person completely, because that's what the consequences are. It doesn't just die in your channel. It goes to the next channel and the next channel and the next channel. And this person that you're accusing of shit is going to have no fucking friends in any fucking channels based on the say-so of a fucking, from the top down. And here's another thing that you'll notice. It's just watch what's going on. That's all I'm asking. If you've got an untrustworthy leader, they won't comment on the original question about the leader's conduct. Okay, they'll start going into the character attacks. And there'll be subtle suggestions that a person's character is doubtful, followed by a suggestions that a person is hiding something or deleting something or is shady, again, without any fucking evidence. It's just innuendo. So just watch for this kind of stuff as well, whether it's fucking... Again, this is purely for people that are coming later on that are trying to find out how this fucking community works or getting some insight into YouTube in general. Watch out for suggestions a person's previous life is somehow hiding some dirty secrets. So it's all this character assassination shit. And usually it's just to deflect away from the fact that this person just happened to ask the channel leader about something that they did which seemed fucking out of order. So generally they're trying to dodge any sort of accountability by resorting to these tactics. Suggestions of inappropriate DMs or creepy behavior. And then in the worst case that we've seen, fucking a number of times in here, is there's unfounded accusations of fucking rape. I mean, look at Kevin, he's at 2 of those fucking labelled in. Tommy's fucking been hit with that bullshit. And here's probably the most important one, is they denigrate the use of PowerPoint, which is, an absolutely disgusting suggestion. But PowerPoint is use of PowerPoint is to be ridiculed. So that's it. Just a short one today. I'm pretty much at the end of it. So let me jump down. Have a little bit of a look at chat now. Like I said, I can't fucking walk and chew gum. I'll see if I can. It's going to be a bit hard to catch up on chat, obviously. Yeah, so no fucker in here has got a wrench at the moment. No, I might explain that later on, the reasons for that, but we'll see what happens today, shall we? We'll see how this fucking ends up after today. Yeah, good morning anyway. Yeah, wrenches and Jeffs would be an interesting fucking thing to analyse, wouldn't it? The way that Jeff uses wrenches, I mean, there's a classic example of "I've got your back if you've got mine" sort of thing. You say whatever you like, but as long as I've got a wrench in your chat, Jeff will let you get away with fucking anything, I think. Actually, interesting, NTF, you mentioned Gomez. I mean, he's onto this shit. I mean, it's like, I know I give him shit all the time, but he talks about deflection and so on, and he's absolutely right. If you look at the way some of these people operate, I mean, we also sort of slide into it. It's quite a human thing, I think, too. You've got all these people down there and you don't like someone, so you might just, slide in the odd accusation that, oh, yeah, you're fucking deleting fucking chats, are you? It's like, what the fuck does that mean? And the assumption is by the people in the chat, oh, fuck, this guy's up to no good. He must be doing something nefarious behind the scenes. So just be a little bit wary of, when people start subtly trying to character assassinate someone. Just think, okay, yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but why are you doing that? I see. I mean, here's a classic example of the way this cascade of things works. Let's pop this back up again. This one. We started off in A. Well, fucking it's specific, but in general, it's like Tommy Boy Studios disliked for doing stuff, okay, rightly or wrongly, and then you see that sentiment bleed over into the other channels, and it cascades down, and rightly or wrongly, and it's like, but no fucker is ever going to stand up in any of those fucking channels and defend the guy, because if you do, you're fucking lumped with him. And you're going to lose all your fucking friends. It's going to work that way against you, in fact, all the way across the thing. So you'll end up without any friends, even by just asking a question that's, you know, what was the guy doing? Or, you know, maybe you support him. Maybe you've got another bit of evidence that other people don't have. Maybe that's a bad example. I don't know. But that's how they get. Maybe he is a fucking bad apple. Maybe the system worked perfectly to get rid of him. But all I'm saying is just watch for the fucking subtle innuendos, the little fucking digs about people's character. If you want to come up with some evidence, come up with some fucking evidence, and it's your responsibility as the fucking leader of the channel to do that first before you start fucking smearing people. Alrighty, well, that's all I got. If anyone's got any questions, doesn't really look like it, just general chats. I've got some stuff to do here in half sunny Sweden today. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll return you to a little bit of music to play out on. Hopefully someone will go live soon and there'll be somewhere to hang out. Okay, thanks for coming, guys. Talk to you.